Good mid-morning, everybody. Yes, it is Thursday, and I'm a little excited. I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. I'm a little excited. I'm a little nervous to be back here um, on the book. It's been a wild and crazy, spiritual, rough kind of ride since I've been here. I'm a little nervous, like I said. I'm a little guarded, so excuse me if I'm all over the place. Excuse me if I'm that, but I know I needed to come back here. I know I needed to get back on here, and for several reasons. And I'm just gonna chat. Y'all know how I do it. I get on here and then I just chat about me. I just chat about what's going on with me. I chat about, my daily devotion, my daily walk, my life on life turns, my experience, strength, and hope. And so, I've been struggling with getting back here. I've been struggling with trying to get back here. And for the ones that know me and know when I used to do this is just time with me. This is just my way of being able to blow off some steam, get some thoughts out, share some things with everybody. So it's good to be back. And for the ones that don't have time, y'all like to get it and take it and look at it at a different time, or that kind of thing. So yeah, so I'm back today because God has really been working on me. He's been working on me. He's been helping me grow, look at life different, do things different, weed out different things. So yeah, I'm a little nervous about being back, and I don't want to ramble on because I will do that because I love to talk. Now I love to talk. Y'all know I love to talk. So first off, I'm gonna say this. This is my Facebook. So like I always say, if you don't want to be here, then swipe up, swipe down, left or right, however you do it, on your device. Do what you need to do. But this is mine, and I am free to do what I want on mine, and you are free to feel the way you feel, and you're free to not engage at all. I have to put that out there because I ain't for everybody. Just like everybody ain't for me. Steve Harvey said it best, why take criticism from people you don't take advice from? So, and if y'all know me and y'all follow me, I've been doing that a lot. I've been, posting different things because Steve Harvey is my dude. He's my dude on every level. He keeps it 100. He shares his experience, strength, and hope. He do his job. And he give you enough, he give you enough to take and apply it in your own life. And that's the kind of person I want to be. So just starting out with, where I left off, because I had to do some real work. The Dark December 2024. For the ones that was following me and that was getting what you needed from me, I named it the Dark December 2024 because it was damn dark. It was the Dark December 2024. During that time, I want to say during September, October, November, leading up to the Dark December, I was going through some things. I mean, just mentally, just me personally, I was going through some things. I was really, I don't know if it was just the whole menopause, because I'm still trying to figure out menopause. I don't know if it was just the middle age crisis or the 50s. I don't know what it was for me. But between September, October, and November, I was going through some things, and the devil was busy, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all, the devil was busy. He was all over my stuff. And I guess I have to say, December, it was pretty much like the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I don't know if any of y'all seen the movie with Taraji in it, The Straw. I got it. I watched it. I love that movie. That movie resonated with me because, you know, for women, you know, and I can speak for women as a whole. We can check out. We can check out. We can check out up here mentally. We can check out, you know, we check out. And when we check out, we check out. Especially when you wear a lot of hats. When you wear a lot of hats, when you are a lot of things for a lot of people, when you play a lot of roles, when you're juggling a lot of things going on, you can find yourself checking out. You really can. So I have to say that during that time, not only did a lot of things take place, the devil was busy. He was after me. He was after my marriage. He was after my parenting. He was after my friendships. He was after my finances. He was coming for everything. And you don't give him credit. I don't like to give the enemy credit. I don't like to give he's real. He's real. Now I'm going to give him that credit. He's real. But he is only as real and present in your life if you're not hooked up. If you're not hooked up, if you don't have your armor on, if you're not wearing no armor, you better give him the credit, because you allowed him to have that credit. You allowed him to have it. You allowed him to have that power. And sometimes the force is stronger. Sometimes the force is stronger than him. And you have to believe in that. And you have to be strong enough that when he comes, because when he hits heavy. And he ain't going to hit the stuff that you got under control. He ain't going to come for the things that you know you got the answers for it, or you know he's going to come for the things that you fall weak to. He's going to hit those things you fall weak. So it's imperative that you stay linked up with God. It's imperative that you keep your personal relationship with him, because it's like a force. It's a force to be working with when he starts to come. And so for me, the dark December 2024, I'm working on being better with it. I've accepted it for what it was, but that was a hell of a month for me. That was a hell of a month for me. And sometimes it's still hard for me to talk about it. And then I can be watching something on TV, because I watch a lot of reality shows. I do. And the reason why I watch them for a lot of reasons. First of all, that's Black therapy. My opinion. That's my opinion. I love Tyler Perry. He puts it in our face on the screen. He makes us stop and watch. And then you find yourself saying, that's me. Or that's my husband. Or those are my kids. Or that's somebody in my family. That's my opinion now. Remember, this is my page. This is my experience. This is my story. I have to keep saying that, because, you know, yeah, you got to keep saying that. You know, swipe up, right, left, down, whatever you're going to do. You don't have to be here. You don't have to be here. But I watch a lot of reality TV. My favorite, Love and Marriage Huntsville. That's my favorite. And it's my favorite because love and marriage. They doing that on there. Some of it is script. A lot of it is script. But it's script enough for you to get it. It's script enough for you to be able to say, that looked like my marriage. That looked like the love I practice. That's how I sound. That's how my husband sound. That's how we sound. It's enough. So, you know, so the reality for me in reality TV, I'm watching fashion. I'm watching, you know, I'm watching a lot. I'm watching the entrepreneurship that a lot of them have going on. I'm watching it. And I like to follow it. And then too, I watch it because it ain't mine. When I get up and leave, I don't have to do anything about it. I watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of movies. I take a break during my lunch day. I take a break and I'll say, let me sit down and watch some shit that don't matter. That don't need my help. That don't need my advice. That don't need me to take action or fix or mend or figure out. or pay for. That's my escape. You know, that really is my escape. And I like that. I don't watch the news. I ain't never been a news girl because I ain't never been nosy, for one. I don't, no offense to anybody when it comes to the news, no offense, but the news is too much for me. It makes me feel like I'm not doing enough in life. It makes me feel like I should be over there helping, or I should be over there preventing, or I should be over there trying to fix. I don't watch the news, and it's too depressing. I mean, the news, that's what the news want. That's what they go after. And I know that just in experience. If your story is too good and your story looks like you working on something positive, they're not going to drop everything and chase your story. They just not. That's my experience. That's my experience. Because I've experienced telling the news about something good and something positive. And they just didn't have the manpower to come see something good, or that I'm working on something positive, or that I'm trying to make a difference. They just didn't. But that's mine. That's my experience. That's not y'all's. And I'm not talking about the news. The news is what the news does, what the news is supposed to do. It's supposed to get our attention. It's supposed to keep us informed. It's supposed to, but not always the bad stuff for me. I don't always want to turn on the news and see the bad. I want to see some positive. The world is already bad, but So back to the dark December, because I've been working on that. I've been working on it. The dark December 2024 brought 3 D's. I wrote them down. Let me see. Let me make sure. No, it brought 4 D's. The dark December 2024 brought 4 D's into my life. Division, divorce, depression, and determination. That's what December did for me. That's where I was at by the time December showed up. That's where I was at. It was causing division in my house, in my marriage, in my finances, with my kids. Division, divorce. That's what I was feeling. I'm about to get a damn divorce. Behind everything. Not just me and my husband, everything. I'm about to get a divorce. I was on the brink of a divorce. December 2024. That's where my mind was. Because one thing about me, I'm not going to sit in no shit that don't matter. I'm not going to sit in no shit that I can't fix. I'm the girl that'll chunk to do something and say, you know what, God? It belongs to you. And I'm not doing anything else because I'm powerless. I recognize that. For me, I recognize that. I recognize that. Let me thank the people who said, why you don't do your lives no more? I miss your lives. I miss you getting on there. Do you know you helped me? Do you know you helped me through some stuff? I appreciate y'all, because you know what? Y'all constantly stayed on my mind. When I left out of my house and I went places, I ran into people that I didn't even think was checking for me. I didn't even think was paying attention to my lives. I didn't even think they were coming up to me saying, I remember you from You Do the Lives. I didn't even know. All I know is this was my place to set myself free. This was my place to feel like I was contributing to helping somebody with my own experience in life on life terms. So I appreciate y'all for reminding me what my lives were doing for y'all. And all I was doing was on here was talking about me. I wasn't talking about nobody else. I was talking about me. And if you happen to be a part of my story, respectfully, I wasn't trying to out you. I wasn't trying to talk bad about you, because I would never do that. Because if you were a part of me and you was a part of my story that I'm telling, I like you. Because the people that I don't like, I don't, respectfully, So yeah, it brought the thoughts of divorce. It brought preparing for divorce. It brought all of that. Depression. Yes, I was depressed. Yes, I was depressed. And I was depressed because I kept saying, God, I know I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I know I'm trying to fix me. I know I'm trying to work on me. But damn, I'm working and fixing me. And I'm about to not like me. I'm listening to everybody. You need to this and you this and you that and you this and you this. And so I'm saying, okay, I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to be better. I'm not going to say this. I'm going to calm down. I'm not going to shout. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to be expressive. I'm going to try to be smarter. I'm going to try to listen. I'm going to try to do this. And then I looked at myself and I said, well, who are you? And what happened to Stephanie? And why you spending all this time working on you for all these people who watching you and point the finger at you and love you and want the best for you, and they ain't doing nothing? I'm just saying. That's where I was at in December. I was feeling depressed, but and depressed for me, I'm not fixing to eat up a bunch of food. My depressed for me, I just kind of shut down. I just kind of move a little bit where I'm just not talking. I'm not talking much about what my plans are, what my thoughts are, what my visions are, I'm not. And then I don't have a lot of effort in the things that I used to have effort in, the things I loved. And and that's where I was at. And then the determination, I was determined to make it right. That's my thing with my family. That's the one thing I'm going to share that with y'all, because that's the one thing about my family that they like to say, you love to be right. No, I don't love to be right. It's just that if I'm right, I'm just damn right. I don't love to be right. I want to be right. And if I'm not right, then I don't say nothing. Or if if things I don't know, I don't talk about them if I don't know nothing about them. But that's the one thing they just like, she don't never want to be wrong. But whatever the subject of the matter is, if I'm not wrong in it, I'm just not wrong in it. I'm a Scorpio. Let me put that out there. Shouts out to the Scorpios. Y'all know how we are. Scorpio men, I don't know. Y'all the extrovert of us, the women. Y'all live out loud. Scorpio men. My experience. I know a few. Y'all live out loud. Scorpio women, you got to pull it out of us. And then you see that's in them, in us. But anyway, so, I'm the determination to be better, the determination to work on things, the determination I just had determination to stay faithful in my walk, the determination to trust God in everything, in all, and in December, I had to turn it over. I had to give it all to him, because it was, that December was hard. It was hard. And I got scars. And I've overcome a lot of it, because you know what? I got up off of here because that was a trigger for my husband. It became a trigger because of the group. The group made my lives a trigger for my husband. Because my husband know me. He know who I am. And he know one thing for certain and for sure, I ride for him harder than he ride for me. Let me say it again. I ride for my husband harder than he rides for me. And I'm okay with that, because I ain't him and he ain't me. I ride. But this right here, what I'm doing, this is who I am. This is what I do. I'm a open book till I'm not an open book. I'm gonna give you me. I'm gonna be transparent, because that, I mean, it ain't because that's all I know how to be. You don't like it, then don't look over here or don't deal with me. But that's just who I am. You know, some people say I come off a little bitchy. I don't think I do. I'm just pretty clear and direct sometimes. But I'm a Scorpio. That's just who we are. We're clear. We're clear. We say what we mean. We mean what we say. We just do. We just do. And I haven't met too many Scorpios who are not like me. I mean, some of them aren't as vocal as me, but we're real, and we love hard. We love family. We just love. We love. And so I was determined to get back here, but I wanted to do it differently. You know, I wanted to do, you know, and I didn't want the division. I didn't want the divorce. I didn't want to be depressed, but I did want to stay determined. I wanted to stay determined. So I just started putting the focus somewhere else, because, you know, but God kept saying, no, you gonna do my will. You are going to walk in your purpose, and you're going to do my will. So then, in the midst of all of this, one thing I never stopped doing was picking up these two books. Plenty of times I wanted to get on here and talk to y'all. Plenty of times I wanted to get on here and share my journey from December to now. I wanted to get on here and say, see, Facebook family and friends, this is what I was talking about. This is what I was going through. This is what, and God said, so now you want to go prove? It ain't time for you to prove. I'll let you know. So then a couple times, y'all saw me jump on here and tried to do what I was going to do. And I said, I promise I'm going to be back. I'm going to do some of this, some of this, some of this. And God said, no, you're not. No, you're not. And he didn't say it like that. He just redirected me on the day I thought I was going to get on here and come back and see y'all. He redirected me to do something else. Or I looked at the time and said, dang, I did say I was going to this. I even attempted to do a doll face tea again. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for a tea. I thought I was. And then I said, you know what, God? I only want to talk to the people that's interested in hearing from me. And then I said, and now I want to get paid for it. Yeah. And he said, okay. But in order to talk to the people who really want to hear from you, and in order for you to get paid to do that, you got to get some education on that. I said, okay. Because I'm determined. The only thing in life is free is information. That's what's free. Information is free. It's what you do with it that just might cost you. That came from my dad. My dad used to say that. Get the information. Get the information. It's free. Ask questions. You know, when I'm talking to my husband and I want to know something, I have to keep track of how many questions, because y'all know my husband don't talk a lot. He really doesn't. He really doesn't talk a lot at all. I mean, to be honest, he's a shy guy. Y'all just don't see it. He's a shy guy. He don't talk much. But I know, like, when it's something I want to know, I have to remember how many questions. And then if I've asked, he has a way of letting me know I'm asking too many questions. So I have to sit back and I have to go do something else or change the subject or whatever, then go back to it. And for me, it's like starting over. It's like I started over asking some questions because I still got questions. But he just like, you always want to know. Yeah, because that's how I was raised. That's how my parents taught us. If you want to know something, then you ask. You will never know if you don't ask. Right? Okay, so information is free. So I decided that I was going to do a few webinars. I was going to opt into a few classes, quick, classes. That's the thing. I don't know if y'all have been watching your social medias, but everybody is teaching you how to do something for a small fee, right? And I ain't mad at them because you know what? People pay for what they want to pay for. People buy what they want to buy. People are broke for the things they want to be broke for. Remember that. Remember that. And so I started doing that. I started because I wanted to come back here. I wanted to come back here on a deeper level. I wanted to come back here for a larger audience. I wanted to come back here for purpose. I wanted to come back here to help somebody that's going through what I've been through. I don't know if y'all caught that. Going through what I've been through. And I wanted to be even more transparent. I want to get deeper into my experience, life on life terms, whether it be in relationship, whether it be in parenting, whether it be in leadership, whether it be in self-care. I want to get deeper. I have so much to give somebody who is going through what I've already been through. But the part that scares me the most is I don't trust me when it comes to the use. Because I don't do drama. I don't do nonsense. I don't do the trickery, the F1. I don't do that well. I don't tolerate that stuff because I don't bring on that stuff to people. I just don't. And when it shows up for me, I'm going to shut it down forever. Forever. Because I don't ride like that. And when people start riding for me like that, I'm going to handle it. I'm going to handle it. I'm going to handle it. Because I don't do surprises. I'm not going to walk these streets, go inside of these places, watching over my back, trying to figure out, is that the one? Is this the one? Is that the one? I don't trust me. And the Father knows that. He knows that about me. I'm a no nonsense. Y'all see my sign up there. It says, do no harm, but take no bull. That is me. I bought that. I bought that because that is me. I don't mean no harm to nobody, but I'm not taking it. I'm not, respectfully. I will shut you down respectfully. And I don't do public. I don't do the public stuff. Never have. I will remove myself because I don't trust my actions because I'm going to handle it. I don't play because I don't play with people because I don't want to be played with. I'm who I love. And I love because I love. And I don't ever want that side of me to come out of me. So I work on that. I do. So I've been doing a lot of work, and like I said, I'm trying to figure out how to walk in my purpose and give those who want my experience, strength, and hope. I want to give my life on life terms through different things that we all face in life as human beings. I mean, I have so much. I have so much to just to offer, just my experience and my advice, just my advice on how I got through it, or what I did, or the steps I took, or, because, none of us are perfect, but the one thing that we should all work on being is transparent in our lives. The Facebook, the social media period, the Instagrams, we want to paint this picture that life is so good and we've arrived, but we don't ever talk about how did we get there. And I like to keep it real. My husband will tell y'all, I've just never been a shy person, never really had an opportunity to be a private person because my upbringing wasn't private. My parents wasn't private. They lived out loud. All eyes were always on my parents. And I look at my marriage. I look at my parenting. I look at my work ethic, and it all comes from my upbringing. I mean, my mom and dad is everything. They are everything. And right now, today, my parents divorced when I was going into 8th grade. You saw my parents today, you would think my mom and dad is still husband and wife, and they're not. My mom's single and my dad is single. My mom lives with me and my dad lives with Monica. They are not. But if you saw them, you would think my parents, but that's because they love. They loved each other enough to love each other through everything. So my parents, and I look at their life, and I think back on things when we were growing up. I look back on the way they raised me and my sister and my brother. And I look at my marriage to my husband, and a lot of my behavior in my marriage is like my mom and dad's marriage. It really is. My parents' friends. They loved each other. They were friends. My mom met my dad. My mom got pregnant with me at 15. She had me at 16. Had my sister since she was 17. Had my brother 19. I look at my mom and I say, dang, Mom, by the time you was 19 years old, you had a husband and 3 kids, and you was grown. That's why I always want to be grown. That's why by the time I was in the 9th grade, 10th grade, I was already thinking about how I'm going to be grown. I already knew how I was going to be grown. By the time I was a senior in high school, I already had my own apartment. Me and my boyfriend was already living together. Just grown genetically, just grown, and not grown in a bad way, but just grown in, I just already know I'm going to be grown. I already knew I was going to be a mom. I already knew I was going to be a wife. I told my dad I'm not going to college. I hated school after 6th grade. Imagine that. And then I wonder why my kid is the way my kid is. Think it might have something to do with a little bit of that? Could be. His behaviors, his choices in life is his choices in life, but his behavior as to the choices he made, could it have something to do with me? Of course. I'm okay with owning my part, because my mom and dad was okay with owning their part when it came to my life. My dad said, so you're not going to college? I said, no, I hate school. I got through school because you said you better graduate. I passed the grade, made the grade because you said you better make enough to pass the grade. And he said, what you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna get married, and I'm gonna have kids, and I'm gonna be a wife. And I'm gonna work every day, and I'm gonna raise my kids, and I'm gonna take care of my husband. I'm gonna know my place, and we gonna be happy. I never had bigger dreams than that. I wasn't interested in seeing the world and traveling the world and living in big houses and driving fancy cars. I'm just not that girl. I just never was. Because I watched my parents raise us and we were good. We didn't have a lot. But you couldn't have told me and my sister and brother that until we got old enough to realize the reason we have this and that and the third is because my mom and dad worked and sacrificed. The reason we was able to go and do and have and this because they made us earn it. Yeah. So, yeah, thank y'all for listening, and thank y'all for allowing me to come back here and just kind of give y'all a little bit of what was going on. But I want to say this, since November, some good things have happened. Some good things have shown up. Some positive things went. I don't know if y'all were able to see Star Power Learning Play Center. Yes. Y'all know I love the kids. And if you don't know I love the kids, you saw that I love the kids. That's always been a passion for me, is the kids. I married food truck and catering. I married 555, and I grew to love food truck and catering, and I grew to love 555. But the kids, don't mess with the kids. Don't play with the kids. That's our future. And for me, when it comes to the future, when I look behind me, when I look behind me and I look to the right, and then I look to the left, and I see what it looked like when I'm no longer, when I look back and see what my legacy is supposed to look like, I ain't talking about people. And I'm not calling no names. I'm just saying, for me, not for y'all. You have to look on your right and your left for you. But when I look behind me, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I'm just being real. And I'm just being real honest. I don't like what it looked like when I look behind my left and right shoulder for me. I don't like what it looked like. So, and what's behind me is what? Our children. And their children. And their children. And their children. That's what's behind me. When I look behind me. And then I start to think, okay, well, what can I do about that? See, now that's something that I want to do something about. I don't want to turn on the news and try to figure out what I can do about what I'm seeing on the news. I can turn on my life and say, what am I doing about that back there? Am I contributing? Am I trying to break generational behaviors or generational whatever? Am I trying to break? Can I figure out how to break some of that so that when it go back there, can I help somebody else with theirs? That's the kids. That's our future. That's our future back there. So I did Star Power Learning Play Center. That was my nonprofit. I made that nonprofit, I guess, legal 2018. Been sitting on it. Determined. And God is saying, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Yep. Still doing the work, still trying to learn, still seeking leadership and how to maximize on that. Because at the end of the day, it's for the future. Because I'm trying to do my part when it comes to the future. And the future is our kids. There's our kids today. Not just my kids, y'all's kids too. I love kids. I love to know, my upbringing was good. It was good. Don't have a lot of trauma. I just did. My parents protected us from that. They did, didn't see a lot of that. No violations, none of that. And so I know it's possible. So I want to be, with Star Power, I wanted to be that gap for the ones that needed me to stand in the gap. And I like to think I did a pretty good job. And let me tell you, I caught hell. I caught hell trying to make that summer camp be what that summer camp was. And it was everything. We're all still in withdrawals. We're all still going through withdrawals. I get text messages and calls from parents saying, you know, I hope you have it next year. I hope you, you know, let me know. Please don't forget me. I hate I didn't know about it. It came, you guys. It came so fast. The way it played out, God was in the midst. He was truly in the midst of that whole thing. And I knew, the whole time I was saying, I know God, it's frustrating and I know it's hard, but I know you got to send me through this. See, that's the thing. When you got a relationship, when you got a personal relationship with God, I'm not talking about the church relationship. I'm not talking about your service work in the church. I'm not talking about that, because only you know your part you're supposed to play when it comes to that. No one can tell you. No pastor, nobody can tell you what your service is. The church is your family. That's where you go and you link up with the people that believe the same as you. You know, in everybody's level of belief and everybody's level of knowledge. I'm learning that mine don't have to look like yours. What God puts on me to do for him is not going to be the same thing that he gives her and her over there and him over there and them. It's not. It's not. It's just not. So when you got a personal relationship and you know, when you start to realize, okay, God, where's the lesson and the blessing? And then you have to say, okay, God, what I'm asking you for, it must be required that I go through this. Because if I don't go through this, how are you going to give me that if I don't have no experience in it? If I didn't go through it, how am I going to know how to help somebody else go through it? It's one of those kind of things. So when you got a personal relationship with God, can't nobody tell you the right and the wrong. And when they come to you and they dissing and this and this and this, and you're saying, okay, God, help me. This is me. I'm talking about me. This is me. Help me see where I'm supposed to get. What am I supposed to get from this? Because right now I'm ready to get away from them. I'm ready to walk off. I'm ready to shut them down. I'm ready to do all this. But okay, somewhere in this, I'm supposed to take something from this. That's when you got a personal relationship with God and you start to see past what it really is standing in front of you or talking to you. You say, okay, God, where am I supposed, what part of my life am I supposed to apply this situation in? That's for me. That's what works for me. It's just, you know, having a constant relationship, because between December and now, it's been like, whoa. For real, whoa. I have met people have come into my life for seasons and reasons, and no doubt about it, I have taken what I'm supposed to take, and I have placed them in that where it was supposed to be placed, you know, for the sake of where God is trying to take me. So with Star Power, I had to pinch myself a couple of times. I had to really pinch myself and say, is this really happening? Am I really running a summer camp? And let me tell y'all, that summer camp, me, my mom, my dad, my sister, I mean, we did that. I have to say that. And of course, everybody else that pitched in and came in that God sent there, because it was, none of them were the people that I expected to show up for me. And then there was some that kept telling me along the way, I got you. Just call. Whatever you need. I got you. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Just get up. And I kept saying, God, I'm going to get up every day and I'm going to do what I need to do, because I'm going to keep it about the kids. And I can go on and on how each and every day God was showing up in that building. The whole church, Antioch Baptist Church, was a rocky road, but it became a beautiful thing. It became a beautiful thing. It was a rocky road because y'all know that wasn't my church. God said, this is where you're going to do it. And these are the people I'm going to place in your life to do it. And these are the things you're going to go through, because I want to see if it's really about the kids. I want to make sure I understand your passion. And of course, you know, the enemy was over there. He was hiding, and he was jumping in and out of people. He was jumping in and out of situations. Yes, he was. But because I got that relationship with God, I recognized, and I knew how to redirect. I knew how to suppress. I knew how to say, oh, okay, this ain't even that person. Oh, this ain't even that. This ain't even what that's really about. Because I kept my eye on the prize. I kept my eye on my purpose. I kept my eye on the kids. This is for the kids. Every day wasn't the best day. Getting it started wasn't the best. I wanted to throw in the towel. I wanted to throw in the towel a million times. All the way up to the midnight hour, Monday morning, June 2nd, when it was time to open up and say, good morning, friends. Welcome to Star Power Learning Play Center. I want to throw in the towel, and God said, you throw in the towel, then you're going to miss everything I have for you. December, he said, you throw in the towel, you're going to miss everything I have for you. The division with my kids, you throw in the towel, you're going to miss everything I have for you. They're going to miss what they are supposed to get from it. My marriage, you throw in the towel, you're going to miss, because I know that ain't what you want. Because I had to say, damn, God, I love my husband. I love being married. I don't want no damn divorce. I had to say that. What in the world? But I'm not going to be miserable. And I'm not going to be unhappy. And I'm not going to lose self because I like what marriage means. And my best friend happens to be my husband. But damn. What? Be depressed? I love laughing. I love talking about good stuff. I don't sit and spend time being worried and negative. What? And he said, if you don't go through it, you're going to miss what I have for you. So I'm still going through it. I'm still going through it. And I wanted to come on here and just talk a little bit. Just tell y'all. Gonna share today's message to you guys because it rings so clear. That's what, I said, okay, God, today I'm getting up. I'm getting up and I'm going to get on here because I'm so full of good news. I'm so full of good things. And mind you, and I don't have nothing going on that's just so great right now. Just life. But I did want to just read a little bit and just kind of give y'all that because that's what I live by. And I want to encourage all of y'all to live by the same thing. Find you a daily word. Find you some daily devotion. Find you some time with God first thing in the morning, because that time with God first thing in the morning helps keep you focused. It helps keep you safe from all of this out here in this ugly world. It really does. I know it does because it works for me. So I'm going to jump on here real fast and give you that so I don't waste no more of your time. But in my women's devotion book, it talked about unnumbered thoughts. And it said, how precious are your thoughts about me, O God. They cannot be numbered. I can't even count them. They outnumber they outnumber the grains of sand. And when I wake up, you are still with me. That came out of Psalms. Looked like it was Psalms 139. Y'all know these are my books now. Yep, Psalms 139, 17 through 18 is what it said. And the passage in there said, it's bedtime and you are ready. Those millions of thoughts spinning wildly all day make a few sluggish cycles. Tomorrow can wait. Your pinhole of consciousness closes like a camera lens. You sink into a blissful sleep, but waking up in a different matter. How we fall asleep doesn't guarantee how we wake up. Sometimes your dawns come long before the hour it should. Sleep won't return, and night hasn't produced its hope. It hasn't produced its hope for rest. Minds take up the spinning wheel of never-ending tasks. Weariness sets in before the day begins. In Psalms 139 is one of the most beloved Psalms of King David. It declares an ever-present God, a perfect bedtime reminder of his, this book, I hate these pages in these books, God, please. It says, I just lost where I was at. A perfect bedtime reminder of God's mighty events. A calming security to end each day, and an important morning truth. David speaks with absolute assurance. His words steady his readers, proclaiming God will never have us. His thoughts about us are outnumbered like the sand. His intimate surrounding wraps us like a warm embrace. How does God show he cares for you? That was this morning for September 18th. And that was inside of my daily devotion. So it was the unnumbered thoughts. So for my Mr. and Mrs., I'll call it my love and marriage book of instructions for the ones who didn't watch me in the past. It says, here we go with these blue pages. Deliverance of the blue pages, but the book is so good. It says, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles us. And let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and the perfecter of faith. And that came out of Hebrews 12, 1 and 2. And it says, in times of struggle, doubt, or temptation, it's encouraging to remember believers who have gone before us. Heroes of the faith such as Noah, Abraham, and Sarah, and Moses kept pressing on and trusting God despite their challenging circumstances. We need a witness for our marriage too. Couples who fought for their relationships through hard times that threatened to split them apart. When we wonder if our love will survive, another couple's perseverance can give us courage to keep going. We find hope that someday our marriage may stand as an example for another struggling husband and wife. The race is marked out for you to love one another, love one another well until God calls you home. Throw off bitterness, doubt, and sin that are hindering your progress today. Remember Jesus, whose perfect love never fails. Find strength in him to keep your promises and grow as one. So that was today. And that's what's, that was for me. I knew it was for me, and it was for me to share with y'all. I know it was, because that's the one thing through this whole process that I've learned. You know, like I tell y'all, I love what marriage stands for. I love being married. And this second go round, I have really, truly been proud of my marriage. Not so much proud of all the struggles and the adversities in it, but just, you know, because I have my personal relationship with God, that he has taught me how to fight for the things that I really believe in, and to stick and stay through the hard times for the things that I really am passionate about. He has really shown me that in this marriage. And at the end of the day, you know, I appreciate it. I appreciate it because, like I said, it looked like I was getting a divorce in December. And I can say today, it don't look like I'm getting a divorce, because I stayed determined. And then I had to realize, you know, everybody marriage ain't the same. Everybody ain't married like me. They marriage ain't my marriage. And the one thing I learned is, you know, that stay out of married people business, because how they married is the way they married, and that ain't none of yours. And to just show love and support. And, you know, I pride myself on setting a good example of what a working marriage look like. You know, I pride myself on it. You know, me and Dwight, we have a working marriage. You know, it's days we love each other to death. It's days we can't stand to see each other. It's days, but it's some days. But at the end of the day, we don't want to be without each other. And, you know, and I appreciate that, because, like I said, back in December, I was dealing with division. I was dealing with divorce. I was dealing with depression. I was dealing with all of that. And I'm coming through. I'm coming out of it. And I'm going to continue to try to be present and try to keep working on me. I am. I appreciate you guys taking some time out. And for the ones who couldn't stay, I know you'll probably watch me later. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that stops and reminds me and you know and asks me why I don't do lives anymore. I'm gonna do lives. I'm just trying to work on doing them different. I'm trying to make them worth doing for the people who really need them. I'm trying to fix it where I don't have to be worried about my reactions to the ones who want to tear it down or want to make it be a bad thing. I'm working on that. So again, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And until the next time I jump on here, and if I don't jump on here, keep watching the good things that I'm doing. Keep watching the good news that I continue to support and spread on the social media platforms. I love y'all. Peace. And until next time.